Greetings Guardians, this is JA12 back with another Destiny 2 video. So in today's video, I said I was going to go and meet with Commanders of Valor on Titan. However, I've decided that I'm actually going to go and do the adventures, poor reception, a frame job, and calling them home. This will allow us to level up a bit further, and also it will allow us to unlock some better level gear so that we can get a higher power level as well. So as you can see, in between episodes I've managed to get to level 5 and unlocked another piece of our subclass, this being the arc bolt grenade. I've also obviously got some new armor pieces and got this shotgun. But apart from that, let's continue.
You can hear that too, right?
And as we're starting, it looks like we've got a public event to do. And we've got people here that can help us.
We'll teach them not to dig around here.
I have full confidence in you.
Do they still think they can outrun us? different. Glimmer, incoming.
Another impeccable smash and grab. Well done.
So what we just completed there was a heroic public event, and as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, a heroic public event is activated by completing certain
All right, Dip.
parameters and stuff.
Helping me spread the word. We're broadcasting a signal from the farm to people who fled the city saying, you'll be safe here.
And we need to make sure everyone, everywhere can hear it.
Place a few signal amplifiers around the area to boost the signal. That should do the trick.
So to activate that public event, we had to destroy those little generators. By doing that, we then unlocked the circle area on the floor where we had to stand in to actually collect glimmer for ourselves and get the heroic chest, which obviously gave us some really good looking loot. We've also now started one of the adventures where we have to basically boost the signal of Hawthorne's message, basically.
That's one node online.
Looks like the signal's already amped. That was fast.
Hang on a minute. I just spotted quite a few fallen headed your way. Keep your guard up.
So the main idea behind this adventure is you put down these little signal boosting nodes. By doing that, you basically complete the adventure and stuff. So at the moment we've got to kill these fallen vandals, and then we can progress with the adventure.
Eliminating that captain under the church must have drawn the rest of the fallen out.
They won't stop coming. We need to make sure that signal is strong. You better hurry up and place that second node.
So now we're moving on to the second node, which requires us to go this way.
This place used to be so peaceful. This is the first time I've even seen any fallen since the Cabal hit us. Reminds me of the city. You all tried to make it so we never even laid eyes on a dreg. To keep us safe, right? There's another word for a place you're not allowed to leave. You know, with walls you can't see over, and guards everywhere.
Soraya, despite your exploits there, I hardly think the city was a prison.
I'm just saying, no walls at the farm. come and go whenever you want. So let's make sure everyone can get there. Eh, Guardian?
So obviously we're now going to go and place down the second node. And it looks like there's a public event here as well, so hopefully we can complete this one better than we did last time.
Fallen are at it again.
Keep them hungry.
They're leaving.
Any ether lost is good. But I've seen you break servitors. I know what you can do.
So as you saw, we weren't able to complete it that time either. So now that that's completed, let's continue with the adventure.
I read the boosted signal, and some kind of strange feedback.
The Fallen are nothing if not persistent. I'd wager they have some kind of jamming devices nearby.
So now what we've got to do is we've got to destroy 3 of those different jamming devices. There's quite a few of them just scattered about in the area, so this part shouldn't be too difficult. I'll get this chest while I'm here. And we managed to get a shotgun from that, so that's pretty good. That doesn't usually happen often, but
There, I've got a clear signal.
in this case it
No more
has.
feedback.
5x5 here as well. Excellent work.
It's nice to have a Guardian helping us normals for a change. But there's one more thing. Did I send those coordinates correctly?
I've got them. Through the tunnel, across the river.
That's the place. I left something behind there.
So as you can see, now we've managed to get to power level 63, and we've got an auto rifle which is at 71 attack, a pulse at 57 and 74. So weapon wise, it's the energy weapon that's letting us down. Armor wise, it's the legs primarily, but we've actually, when we level up to level 7, we've got something to upgrade ourselves with. So now that we've I'll take these out, that will allow us to get there quicker. So now that we've put down all the nodes, what we've got to do now is we've got to go to a set of coordinates that Hawthorne has given us. They lead us this way. These are pikes. These are basically the Fallen's land vehicles. By riding one of these, we'll be able to get around quite quick and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So by killing them, I obviously managed to get myself one of these. You might not get one by playing, but...
Good. I left supplies there that I had to abandon in a hurry a while back.
Supplies for the farm?
For the city. But when you all got attacked, I dropped everything and flew across the ocean to try and help.
Bad news, Hawthorne. The Fallen beat us here.
The city sure doesn't need it anymore. We could use that stuff at the farm. All right, forget the supplies. Clear out those Fallen and we'll figure out our next move.
The area's clear.
Not for long. The Fallen don't like it when they're denied a good scavenge. They're bound to come at you in force.
Then do me another favor, you two. Drop another one of those node things to boost my signal, then get out of there.
So now I've got to place one final node, and it's likely we're going to be attacked by Fallen. So let's use this pike. It should help us to take them out quite quick. A little tip, aim for the red barrels because they explode. So that can help you to take them out quite quick as well. Also be careful around them yourself, because if the Fallen shoot them, then obviously you're going to get hurt by the explosion, so...
Made them mad. You're doing something right. Don't let up.
So now that we've taken down all the little fallen, it's time to take out the big boss. We can do this by using super.
We did it. They're gone.
You Guardians really are something else. I guess I kind of forgot that.
And now we know that there are resources to be found in the EDZ. Once we retake the city, that'll be a big help.
Sure.
What Soraya means to say is, thank you. Head back here when you can, you two. There's still quite a bit to do.
So now we've completed that adventure, we can move on to another one. I'd say while we're here, we might as well do the poor reception one. As it's closer.
Getting some weird feedback on the comms. Dev, did you put your teacup on the broadcast switch again?
Looks like these fallen shanks are rerouting the signal.
Try dismantling one and taking a close look at the insides.
This core, it's acting as a kind of broadband amplifier. Their signal is blocking transmissions all across the dial.
After all the work you did setting up Soraya's broadcast, that just won't do.
There's a signal antenna nearby. I can use the core to try to find the source of whatever the Fallen are doing.
Why do you think they're trying to jam us, Dev?
They missed their opportunity to take over this area after our friend touched the shard.
And now they're too scared to fight us head-on. Typical Fallen.
So for this adventure, what we have to do is we have to protect this signal relay, so we can find out where they're trying to block our signal from.
I lost the connect. The Fallen are jamming us.
So as you can see, it's not too hard this. You just need to keep the Fallen out of the little area that you're in. If you've got a long distance weapon, then this will be perfect for this. If you don't, just kind of like come down here and take him out a bit using the close range weapon instead, like this auto rifle. But don't go too far down because you will lose the signal.
Ether drop incoming, Guardian. You've seen this before.
I found the source. It's underground. Deep underground.
That figures. Fallen love dark places.
Especially with the Red Legion all over the dead zone.
So there's another public event happening over there, but I'm not going to go and do that yet because there's not anyone else around in this area. So, and we've not been doing too well on that one so far. With a couple of people with us, so it's going to be really hard to do it by ourselves. So I'm going to leave that for the moment and just continue with the adventure, which requires us to go over here into a little cave down there. But before I do that, I'm just going to kill a couple of these fallen around this area, just trying to get a little bit more XP before I go into there. Hopefully leveling up as well. That'll be good. So I'm just going to pop in here for a moment, see if I can find some enemies to kill, to gain a little bit more XP. There we go. Might as well just take these out, and then while I'm here, that'll do for now. I now continue with the adventure, so I'll go back this way, follow the marker.
This tunnel looks promising.
As you can see, it's another lost sector, so we'll get some really good rewards at the end that will hopefully level us up quite a bit.
Fallen banners. We're definitely on the right track. They're really built up down here. We need to remember this place after we retake the city, so we can clear it out for good.
Or we could let the Fallen have their creepy caves, and not sacrifice more people.
shield down, I can finally get a read on the source. It's close.
As you can also see, the this lost sector is quite a long one, as we've taken out 2 captains that you could think were probably the boss, but the big boss we haven't actually reached quite yet. And here's a set of trip mines. So with this one here, if we can get that one. That nearly killed us, but it didn't, which is good. And this one's going to be quite a tricky one, because so we might have to shoot and then dodge out the way, like that. This is the end part of the lost sector and the adventure, so the big boss is going to be in here.
This is it. Hold them off and I'll use that.
So once we find him,
down the signal remotely.
We can use our super.
Just a little longer.
There's the big boss.
Just before you took out that captain, I fried all their broadcast capabilities. No more jamming.
That means people will be coming to the farm from all over the planet. Once we get that last relay set up, we can reach out to the rest of the system.
Then we can start rallying Guardians to strike back against the Red Legion.
There will be plenty of time for both. For now, head back here when you can, you two.
So we obviously got rewards for completing the adventure, and we have to open this chest as well, so we're going to get more rewards. So we've got a 74 hand cannon and a 74 pulse, so we can choose which one we want to use. And we've got the exact same cloak, so that's okay. I think I'll use the pulse rifle, just because the second, the energy weapon we've got is the sidearm, so it's just a better combination. And from the previous public event we did before, and that one, we obviously got some experience points and stuff, and from the previous one we got an upgrade point as well. So by doing the adventure we also got an upgrade point, a bonus one that we can use. However, we can't actually use that upgrade point until we get to level 8, because that's when we can start using it on both sides. So I can use this one here to unlock the Gambler's Dodge, and now what we've done is we've unlocked all these perks here. So the next thing to do is to unlock these ones. Now when we get to level 8, we obviously unlock both different split off trees. So by doing that adventure before, we've got an upgrade point that when we get to level 8, we can spend one here and one here, so we can actually start upgrading both of them. And then after that, when we progress through the levels, we can then start choosing which one we want to go for first. So now that we've finished that adventure, we've only got one more left to do in this episode. As you can see, these adventures themselves, these 3 that I'm doing, they're very, very much related to the main story mission that we completed, the combustion one. All about Hawthorne setting up a relay to speak to different guardians throughout and people throughout the city and the solar system. So the final adventures over here.
Thanks for checking in, you two. We've had our fill of Red Legion patrols and Fallen raids. We could use a spot of help with both.
See if you can track down a Fallen comms terminal. Dev's got an idea that's crazy enough to work.
It's difficult for the young to recognize the wisdom of experience. Excellent. What say you use your access to prepare a broadcast in Fallen speak? I've been meaning to put this Cabal communications cipher to use.
The Red Legion fighting the Fallen for a change. Great idea. I can extract archived audio transmissions from any Fallen in the area.
So as you can see, we've actually now got a full set of armor, the scavenger set. Looks pretty cool when it's all together. So let's kill some Fallen to gain some fragments, voice fragments, and then we can stir up some fighting between the Cabal and the Fallen.
I've got enough for a pretty convincing Fallen impression.
Don't mention accents around Dev unless you want a day-long lecture about city dialects. Meantime, best sightline to Red Legion air support is the cliffside where you and I set up that refugee beacon.
No one appreciates the finer things anymore.
So what we're doing now is we're going back to where we actually went in the last main mission. But this time we won't have to take the long route. We'll be able to teleport to the top. It's just we'll have to take out some enemies in the first area, which is here.
Chin up, you two. Good news, you'll be able to use a Fallen teleporter to reach the top. Bad news, they've wired the place to explode. So...
If I run a deep scan of the tunnels, we can borrow all these traps and explosives.
And put them to good use sowing chaos between your enemies. A lovely idea.
That's them all cleared now. So as you can see, that's a burst fire sidearm. We'll put this scan the explosives
I don't
away.
blame you for wanting to blow everything up. Guess my deep scan will need to be a deep, deep scan, though.
And then that'll get rid of them.
Got it. Now I can transmit these horribly dangerous explosives wherever we need.
As you can see, we've actually landed actually where Hawthorne was. So we started at the other end this time. There's a couple of fallen on the way, but we should be easy to take out. Not cause too much problems.
Great work. Broadcasting the message now. I decided to go with a House of Devils accent. Remember them?
Oh boy.
Ah, House of Devils, eh? You know the most interesting thing about that pronunciation?
Actually, Devrim, let's keep the channel clear. You know, to make sure there's no interference during the transmat.
A lot of big red ships headed your way. Whatever you said, it got their attention.
I used a pretty nasty word to describe Gaul. I don't want to repeat it here.
I do so love unconventional warfare. I'd be on the lookout for drop pods if I were you.
So as you can see, we're using the explosives against the Cabal, and it seems to be working pretty well. I didn't have to shoot many of them there. They seem to run into the explosives because they're not very clever. Apparently one survived, so I'll go find him, take him out, and then that'll reset the explosives. So there's the big boss. Looks like he's a little bit smarter. Ah, that was close. Here we go.
I could hear the explosions all the way back here. I bet it was quite a show.
Which means the Fallen and Red Legion heard it too. We'll let them shoot at each other for a while and clean up whatever's left. Great work.
So that's all 3 adventures completed now. And we're nearly level 8. We only need to defeat like a couple more Fallen, so I'll go do that. And then we can end the video. So I'll just level up, put the 2 upgrade points into the subclass, and then that'll be the end of the video. There we go. I'll just find somewhere safe, and then we can put the points in, and then that'll be it. So as I said, because we've now got 2 upgrade points by doing that adventure. We can put one into this side and one into this side. So I think I'll stick with the Way of the Warrior for now. I'll put these new armor pieces on. We've unlocked a grenade launcher now, and we're using a full set of uncommon gear, so that's not bad. Anyway, so this is it, Guardians. I hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.